Hey guys, it's us again. We are sorry for the delay. We had stuff going on, just busy college stuff. But we're back. We're gonna do a quick review of and we mean quick this time. We're gonna do a quick review of the two fight nights that happened: the Silva versus Hall and the Santos versus Glover. And then we're gonna just talk about RDA versus Felder, which went through a series of changes and was originally Islam Makhachev versus RDA. Okay, guys. Please, I always forget to mention this. Apparently, this helps us out a lot. If you're watching our content, if you like our content, please leave a like. And if you really like it, subscribe to us. Turn the bell icon on. We're gonna try and keep as consistent as possible with our uploads. And yeah, we appreciate like the 100 views we've gotten. And yeah, go for it.
And also comment. We want to hear what y'all have to say.
Yeah.
We want to interact with y'all. All that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I like the comments. I like to see what y'all have to say. So.
Me too. Stop making me comment on my own videos. No.
Me too, man. Or liking the stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, great job, guys.
Like
me. I know, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, and if you have criticism or anything like that, we're definitely open and receptive to it. We're new to this as much as we've been doing it since July. This is like our 9th or 8th episode, something. I think we're coming on 9th episode now. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, I mean, in chronological order, there was Silva versus Hall. Man, what a sad state of affairs that night was just in general, given that the card was kind of and the main event was kind of I'm looking down the preliminary card here. Nothing really stands out since we're doing this pretty quickly.
No, yeah, we're going quickly, but we got to give a shout out to one of our Houston guys, Adrian Yanez.
Yeah,
he's a really good fighter. He won really nice. He could fight. Good fighter. Nice head kick. Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, prelims were violent, but we can talk about that another day. I will say, okay, I'll say on my end, okay, for the main card, I was playing Among Us. I didn't really watch it like that. I was just kind of like, I was looking at it when I was playing Among Us at the time. Oh yeah, we can talk. Okay, we'll talk about Silva and Hall first. We'll give like a little career retrospective on Anderson, what he means to us, what we take from him and him as a fighter.
Absolutely.
And then we'll just kind of quickly go down a little bit the main card. So I'll speak on Anderson, man. Yeah, he was going to lose this fight. He was always going to lose this fight. We didn't preview it, but we would have both said he would have lost this fight.
Yeah.
Also, we knew the fight was going to be slow. I will say Anderson didn't look too bad, like in terms of like, he was trying to win, which was nice to see. He was pressuring a little bit, trying to put stuff on Hall.
Absolutely.
So that's cool. I like to see that. But I didn't like to see him get dropped like bad because he's 45 and been fighting since, I think, 19. He's been fighting since before I was born. Let me check.
Jesus, man.
Let me check. He has been fighting since before I was born. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, so he was always going to lose this fight. I mean, like, it's not nice seeing old legends get smacked, but, it's part of combat sports. It shouldn't be.
Breaks the heart,
I would like it. Yes, I would like for it not to be part of combat sports, but, old legends got to get put down 14 times in a row before they're finally like, oh, let me retire. You know what I mean? Uriah Hall. I'm sorry. I'm skipping my Anderson Silva, like what he means to me. Bit, my bad. No, yeah. So Anderson, Anderson in his prime. I think First, I want to say this. I want to get this out the way. This is the only negative thing. Not the only negative thing, but I think it's overrated. But Anderson in his prime, man, it was just so fun to watch. His fights were slow. His fights were not high paced, but you just was like on your edge the whole time, and it felt special. It felt like an event. It was like, oh goodness, what is he gonna do? And then he does something crazy, like, oh my goodness, this is insane. How does he do this? You know what I mean? And so Anderson was like, around when I was coming in the game, smoking everybody. Going into an Anderson Silva fight, it just felt like he just was not going to lose. It was like he's just gonna win it. I don't know how. He's just gonna win it. He's gonna take the dub. That's it. You're gonna see how. Does he get like a cool knockout? Does he like maybe get a submission this time? Can the guy survive? Go to a decision? Like, watching Anderson was always a treat. Even like in the sense of like just seeing like really like beautiful specific set pieces. You know what I mean? It felt like it was choreographed sometimes. It's really
absolutely
nice,
the front kick against Vitor Belfort.
I know, yeah, I know, it's just so cool. You know what I mean? Like, seeing him fucking Vitor, and then there's two. Like, okay, I don't know. This is me being corny, The front kick was super awesome. I love that. But then like as soon he does 2 follow-up punches with just like lasers, like
Precise as fuck.
I know.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. I
was
wasn't so impressed with that.
That makes me just, I don't know, I just love to see that. You know what I mean? The brain damage was so beautiful to watch. And so like, and then like just watching Anderson, he would do just, he was flawed, very flawed as a fighter.
Absolutely.
I think he's overrated, but man, it was just fun. Like for what he was very fun. He was very good for what he was. So him getting knocked out, who cares? I don't care. He was always gonna get knocked out. He's 175 years old. It's part of the process that he put himself on. If this is his last fight, which I hope.
In the UFC, it probably is.
In the oh god. But yes, if this is his last fight overall in his career forever, it's fine. You know what? Him losing to Uriah Hall is fitting. You know what I mean? It's fitting. You know what I mean?
In a sad kind of way.
You get to your Anderson Silva of feelings section.
Where can I begin? So I'll start by making a statement regarding the state of MMA with how it treats older fighters and legends and stuff like that. As much as this is our sport, look, this is the only sport I watch. I think, in my opinion, the most beautiful sport that there is wrestling. I think grappling, not jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu, but, you know, two men or women trying to take each other down and hold them there. That's my favorite sport. And then right outside of that is mixed martial arts. That's the second place. I don't care about basketball. I don't care about anything. This is my sport. And, you know, I know it's yours too. But we must...
I love the sports though.
NASCAR for you. Not a sport. I played for a long time, man. But anyway, not to get off topic. You know, the sport itself in what it is, and the athleticism and the mechanics and the skillfulness and everything that makes it an athletic venture is amazing. But we have to acknowledge that as an institution, mixed martial arts is especially, well, everywhere, in my opinion, an extremely dirty business. And in so many ways, we can't even get into all of them. Even if we had a full-length episode to do so, we wouldn't be able to because of how deep it is. But the fact that Diego Sanchez, Cowboy Cerrone, Anderson Silva, Andrei Arlovsky, even Alistair Overeem, these legends, you know, whether they were GOAT or not, Andrei Arlovsky is in many senses a legend because of how long he's been around and the people he's fought and things he's done. The fact that those people are still employed in the NFL of MMA, and like Arlovsky and Overeem are getting paid six figures to be knocked out brutally by the up and comers of their divisions, or to show that Tied to Ivasa and people and the guy he just fought, Bozer or whatever, aren't actually that good. That's ridiculous. They're incurring so much brain damage. You know what I'm saying? And of course they're adults. They're grown men. They can make whatever decisions they want. I'm not saying they're being forced or babied into doing these things. But it's the fact that the athletic commissions who are in charge of regulating fighter safety, who pulled Paul Felder off of the 223 card because he wasn't ranked highly enough, or Max Holloway off of the fight with Khabib to save 223 on April Fool's Day when it was announced because he was cutting too much weight. The fact that they feigned so much concern that they banned and that the Nevada State Athletic Commission went so far as to ban Nick Diaz 5 years initially before appeal for marijuana, but will allow guys like Andrei Arlovsky in his antiquity to get knocked out by Francis Ngannou is ridiculous. The fact that Diego Sanchez, who's clearly mentally ill and is being exploited by some charlatan snake oil salesman and is allowed to fight in the UFC, that Dana White hasn't talked to him and told him not to do it, that the commission still allows him to do it, is ridiculous. And Anderson Silva, for everything he was to this sport, for the cultural icon and monument that he has always been to this sport, is no exception. In fact, he might be a totem pole, a poster child for this problem. Anderson Silva, to me, represented a transition from the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu shill. I don't want to say shill. Let's say stan that I was. Because I love, you know, Jiu-Jitsu and stuff like that. I don't want to call him shill. I don't want to call myself a shill for it at the time. But represented a transition from the stan of, you know, oh, Jiu-Jitsu is all you need, the early sort of proto stages of my MMA fandom, into an understanding of striking and mixed martial arts as a whole. When, you know, when I would watch him tear apart fighters, before I understood that most of them were just charging in on straight lines against him, when I would watch him take apart Forrest Griffin or destroy Stephan Bonner, these mediocre fighters, but I was young, I didn't understand. With precision striking and really just a good ability to counter, and then go on the ground and finish Dan Henderson from the back. It really to me set in stone the importance of having a multifaceted combat skill set. Right? I was no longer a jiu-jitsu is all you need. If you can take the guy down, you win the fight type of person. Because of Anderson Silva. That he represented for me a transition from just wanting to do jiu-jitsu into wanting to do MMA. And I've since deviated from my fandom of Anderson as the greatest of all time for many, many, many reasons. But that's what he represented to me initially. And to talk about Anderson as a person, I first want to talk about, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. My cousin got me this for a Christmas present like 3 years ago.
I didn't know you had that.
Oh, now you know. But, yeah, overrated, like you said. He's no Israel Adesanya as far as his striking is concerned. You know what I mean? To say Israel is Anderson 2.0, I can understand why you would say that, because Israel's ushering in a new level of feint ability and ring craftsmanship that is sort of foreign to MMA fighters at the moment. They still charge in the straight lines, and he can circle out really well. He feints really well. Whereas Anderson Silva's thing was, Chris Lieben is known as one of the better strikers. And I think he was undefeated before getting fucked up by Anderson Silva. Chris Lieben, you can check that.
He had one loss.
Maybe one.
Yeah, he had one loss.
But what did Chris Lieben do? He charged in with his face first, took punches, and hit really hard. That was the meta for striking at the time. And you can hear commentators and analysts saying, this guy's got beautiful striking because they threw a jab, And Anderson comes in and shows, hey, if you rush in on someone who's a talented striker, because he was, and understands counter striking, you're going to get really badly hurt. And the division had to catch up. He wasn't much of an offensive fighter. He would do this weird head shake thing where he'd flurry and rush in and usually force you to do something to overcommit by panicking and then knock you out, like he did to Forrest Griffin. And in that sense, he is like an Adesanya 1.0 because he elevated the standard of striking, at least showed that there needed to be an elevation. But he had very bad takedown defense. He tended to get stuck on the bottom. When no one led against him, he fell off, like the Damian Maia fight. It was really bad. The Talos Latis fight, they were really bad. But, to me, he was one of the most creative strikers there was. And I think that still stands true for today. Like the up elbow against Tony Strickland that Joe Rogan's in love with mentioning. The front kick against Vitor Belfort. Some of the things he would do, like he'd push Forrest Stephan Bonner against the fence. And then as he was sort of propelling forward off of it, he timed a jumping knee. The jumping knee against Michael Bisping. The front kick off the back of the cage against Michael Bisping. He was a glorious, creative counter striker. Not the best. Not one of the GOATs. But, that's what he meant to me. That's what he represented. And you can see in the fight, he was trying to do the stuff he was doing before. The flurry thing, like where you do this and come in your face. But he was just slow, man. He was just slow. He would do that flurry thing and kind of charge in with his hands down. But it's because he could quickly retreat to an overcommitment in response and then counter you really fast. He was slow. He looked slow. He looked old. His body looked old. He ran in slowly and he got cracked. He doesn't have the chin he used to, and it was sad. What was supposed to happen? Like, he looked like an angry son who played football in college beating up his father. You know what I'm saying? It was bad. But yeah, those are my remarks. Shame on the commission for signing it. Shame that he can go to Bellator and get a 5-fight contract and fight Gegard Mousasi for the title right now on TRT, on all the anabolics he wants to be on. Fuck Scott Coker. Fuck Scott Coker. Fuck Scott Coker. And Anderson, you're a legend. One of the pioneers, like the modern pioneers. And we'll always remember you for your amazing counter striking, your weird stoic bowing thing you would bring into MMA, and your creativity. That's what I have to say about that. And congrats to Uriah Hall. I love that he's training out in Dallas with Saif Saud. I wish him the best. He's clearly had some mental health problems. Yeah, good for him. Good for him. It's a good resume fodder, I guess.
No, man, the Bellator remark, man. Oh goodness gracious. But okay, yeah, we're not gonna get into that. Yeah, Uriah Hall didn't speak much about him. He did what he had to do.
He's a good guy.
Wish the best for him. He's a nice guy, excellent dude. Wish the best for Uriah Hall. If just wish the best for him. So yeah, on to the next part of the card.
Bryce Mitchell.
We'll talk about Bryce Mitchell. Yeah.
Our commie hating, camo shorts wearing, fucking crazy ass neck cranking grappler.
Yeah, okay. Well, at the very least, he's a darn good fighter. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like I said, again, I was kind of half watching this as well. Unfortunately, you guys, like, hey, you guys, I'm sorry. These cards, Bryce Mitchell and Andre Felder are good fighters, but they're just the cards. These next few cards are just, yeah. But Bryce Mitchell looks really good. Can keep a good pace and grapple well. Um, I need to see more of him. Also, man, like, can they like make more shorts since he got his camo shorts down? Can we like have other colors or other styles or like other like patterns or like something? You know what I mean? If he can get the camo shorts, we need some more shorts. Also, okay, I heard this. Damn it, man! I freaking heard this on Twitter. I forgot who said it. I can't attribute it to, but it cracked me the hell up. So like, somebody said that Bryce Mitchell used all of the leverage that he could possibly have for camo shorts instead of things like fighter pay or like better recognition or something. I'm like, yeah, that's true. He could have been saying something like, and also, oh my goodness, and he also uses his platform to talk about not wanting to wear a mask. He's a good fighter. I want to see more of him fight. That's that.
You have
also Andre Philly. I've always liked Andre Philly as well. I always felt like he was a little underrated. I always felt he was a little underrated. He has to fight all these good guys and lose to him. And then he's not fighting like a borderline like contender, he does good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's about that for the fight. I'm sorry, I don't have much to say.
Yeah, I actually, this is one of the fights I was really excited for because I love my grapplers. That's and I paid as much attention to it as I could. But what I'll say about it is, well, first with the whole platform thing, you have to take your for most part, you have to take your fighter commentary in doses, and the dose size has to.
I'm sorry, I tell this to Armand all the time. He knows it. It's like a darn meme. I do not listen to fighters. Like,
yeah, and
I'm not trying to be mean, but like, what do they have to say?
Some of them are insightful people. Like listen to Ryan Hall talk. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Hall, I could listen to him talk about things, even though I don't agree with everything
like
he says.
some fighters, I'll listen to him, but like most of them, like, what do they have to say? If you say that about us, you know what I mean? I understand. You're like, I don't want, what do they have to say? I understand.
No,
but like
in
general,
one of the many anime podcasts out there.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, like I say, yeah, like I try not to listen to fighters if I can, if I can.
With Bryce Mitchell, it's like you can only expect so much from people given their background and the culture that they come from. Like Bryce Mitchell lives on a farm, he grows on food. Is he from Arkansas, I believe so. He very much
Arkansas.
He very much lives, the lifestyle of someone who, not that he doesn't have an option, but is so likely to be the type of person that he is, that it's hard to not blame him, but I cannot bring myself to be shocked to the point of taking not offense, but of disliking him. It's almost a foible to me. Like, you're such a meme. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so ineffectual. You're a UFC fighter, you're not a politician. I don't care who you vote for. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the funniest thing was he talked about how he doesn't trust anyone in the government because they're all somethings and commies. I don't remember the first word, except for Donald Trump. And that's why he grows his own food, because they're putting GMOs and all that. Which, I mean, they are putting shit in it. But
I didn't hear him say that. I'm glad I didn't hear it.
Yeah,
that's why I don't listen. That's why I don't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm sorry.
I just watched the Embedded, and he's talking about, but as far as his fighting is concerned, he's a really sophisticated kind of like not edgy, but like the fact that he's doing Eddie Bravo shit, like twisters, and as fucking crazy as Eddie Bravo is, actually it makes sense because Eddie Bravo's sort of a conspirator. We're getting off topic. The fight.
You bring it.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. Bryce Mitchell looked good. He's a darn good grappler. He can pass very well. I love to see people who can pass well. He loses position a lot.
I was going to make a comment on that technically. What I was going to say about that technically is you see Bryce Mitchell, he consolidates position really well at first, but I was making particular note of this, the difference between someone who, like, for me, there's guys like, and I'm not shitting on him, I'm talking like Kamaru Usman or Henry Cejudo, who when they get you down in position, they get you down in position, it's chest to chest, and it's very tight. You don't have much space to move. But equally, unless you're like way worse than them, like how Usman will pound on a guy like Emil Mick, you don't have much space to work a dynamic series of passes or submission attempts or ground and pound entries. Whereas a guy like Bryce Mitchell, he is so active with elevating his base and trying to pass position with having a body lock that he gives you the space in which to scramble, which is how Andre Fili ended up initiating a whole bunch of scrambles and getting, working his way back up. Now, in my opinion, that happens because Bryce Mitchell wasn't prioritizing control of the head and control of the hips. You know what I'm saying? If he had been more diligent about holding on to those things instead of like he would have very lazy cross faces when he was in a cross face underhook position, or he wasn't flattening Andre Fili's hips out. It was small things that he could have done to make the fight less scrambly for himself. Although Andre Fili, to his credit, is really good at that. If you watch him in his other fights,
a good grappler,
yeah.
Andre's a good grappler.
For me, there was too much urgency on Mitchell's part in some parts of the fight to create transitions and to advance, and not enough to first consolidate and maintain his position. Like the perfect middle ground, and I know I've been standing him ever since he beat Gaethje. The perfect middle ground between the control and the transition stuff is, as you know, I'm going to say Khabib Nurmagomedov. Because you never see guys scramble out from him. But if you know it's because their hips or like some leverage point in their body is always anchored to him and or to the ground. So I just thought Mitchell didn't focus enough on flattening the hips of Fili or cross-facing hard when he had the cross-facing underhook position. But he had the tenacity and, yes, the cardio, but really just the initiative, especially in the third round, to continue fighting that fight. You know what I'm saying? Even though Fili was getting up and landing towards the end of round 2, I thought it came down to round 3. I thought it came down to who's going to impose their self in this round. And Mitchell punched hard. He shifted into the takedown. He got it enough times. I texted you that and said, he showed the initiative in round 3, and that's what won him the fight. And congrats to him. Hopefully he can work on consolidating position more as he works up, because you see even really good grapplers like Khabib, people did get up from him more often earlier in his career. You know what I mean? So hopefully he can get better at that, because I'm a fan of his fighting.
Yeah, he looks good as a fighter.
Fighter, yeah.
He looks very good as a fighter.
Yeah, he's a funny guy too.
So Greg Hardy beat Maurice Green. Nothing to say. Armand likes Maurice Green, and I don't mind him either. Maurice Green seems like a really nice guy, but yeah, that was a fight that he wasn't.
I watched 2 seasons of The Ultimate Fighter fully, season 1 and the last season, and I know the worst heavy hitter season, but I fell in love with Juan Espino. He's awesome. I love that guy. He's awesome. I know he's old, but he likes Juan Espino too. Man, he's gonna move up that division. He's not gonna win the title, but look, if you can grapple and especially if you can hold people down on the floor like he can, you're gonna make waves in heavyweight. Like imagine him versus Tai Tuivasa, that poor fucking. Anyway, but yeah, Maurice Green struggles with alcoholism and addiction, and I thought he became very human on the show, even though he was really a heel. I didn't like him, but he's a father, he's a family guy. You see him crying because he doesn't make enough money. You know what I mean? In the UFC, and how if he didn't win his fight in which he basically Hail Married a bottom submission against fat John Vellante, who got lazy and tapped.
He shouldn't have. That shouldn't have
happened.
Go on.
No. But I'm so glad he won that because but he wears his heart on his sleeve. He loves his family. He struggles with demons like we all do, and I think it's relatable when someone can say that they do. And he's not the best fighter in the world right now, but I wish him the best. I hope he gets better. He recently accepted my friend request on Facebook, so thank you for that.
I didn't know that.
The crochet boss. I'm honestly a huge fan. I was really sad. I will give him this, man. There's so few heavyweights who have heart. Like they almost always give up. And he is not one of them. He has heart. You'll see him come forward and push and try to win a fight he's losing. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him like more than most heavyweights who just give up the moment they get hit in the body. You know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully he can get back on the horse. All the best to you, brother. Let's move on.
Quickly, okay, so Kevin Holland's cool. Charlie Ontiveros is actually a guy in our regional scene. For those of you who don't know.
I have a friend or two.
Unfortunately, he just got kind of slammed him brutally. He's a nice guy and he's good. I heard he's good, which is good. Kevin Holland should be fighting better people, but it was a late notice fight. So that's cool. And then lastly, Moses and Bobby Green. I didn't see the fight. I heard it was super close. I like both. Both are really good fighters. I like Bobby Green. I actually like a good bit.
Me too, yeah.
But Moses and Green are good fighters. I didn't see the fight. I'm sorry. But I'm sure it was good. I've seen a little bit of it. I see Bobby Green doing Bobby Green stuff. I see Moses grappling. So
yeah,
they seem like they're doing with them.
Comments on those. I'll try to be brief. I know I'm usually longer than you. I'm a long-winded person. Man, Holland. I like Kevin Holland. I like his style. Work on your spelling. I'm just being a dick. I'm his friend on Facebook too. I love his style. The way he fights. I just think he's so hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like as a human being, the way he talks to people. Long, lanky fighter. Nothing to get into. He's an underrated grappler too. But I know it was Charlie was fighting him at middleweight, and he's a welterweight. But yeah, I mean he kind of got manhandled there. You got to work on that. Yeah, I mean it's sad because I know one of his coaches. And then there's also, Coach Mahone, and John's out there training with them, and Alyssa literally works at that gym. And, shout out to Dakota Hope and to Joshua Walker. Yeah, I mean, these guys are from here. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see someone, even as in passing, sustain a neck injury like that. You know what I'm saying? And, especially in a situation where those aren't common, those are preventable, so, yeah, happy healing, and hopefully you find success at welterweight.
No, yeah. So we'll go on to the next card, Santos and Teixeira. Okay, so I'm myself. I'm gonna take charge of a quick little bit and just kill a lot of the exchanges. Yeah. So all the prelims, we'll just ignore those.
I was asleep.
Oh man, Max Griffin destroyed somebody's ear, man. It was wild.
I was asleep.
Yeah, that was it was crazy though. Your boy, I think Armand, he trained with Trevor Giles before.
In the same gym, not with him, but in the same gym.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all was within like 12 feet of each other.
I saw him. Yes, I was there.
he saw his body.
Elite so MMA. Armand, before he moved to war. Yes.
So Armand basically granted Trevor Giles his skill set. So that's how that happened.
He doesn't remember me.
Yes, he does. Dang. But Jan, she looked pretty good. Claudia's shot and old. Giga knocked some guy out. That probably wasn't there for him. Ronnie Barcelos is darn good. I've always liked him, but I didn't know he was that good. I'm like, Ronnie Barcelos is good. He's good. Yeah, Ronnie Barcelos is good. And then we're gonna skip our last game, Bozer.
How do you fucking lose to that fucking guy, man? Jesus Christ.
Onto the main event. We're gonna talk about Glover Teixeira and Thiago Santos. So now this is the Glover Teixeira praise hour because we absolutely love Glover Teixeira. He is awesome, excellent, magnificent, great. Everything positive you can say about Teixeira.
Absolutely fantastic, yeah.
Glover Teixeira is the guy, man. Okay, so I will say this. So the thing about Santos and Anthony Smith moving up to light heavyweight, it really tricked a lot of people into thinking they got better. They didn't get better. They're just fighting at light heavyweight. And I really like Santos too. I didn't like this fight because I didn't want either of them to lose. Santos is super cool, super awesome, and obviously Teixeira, I already said what I feel with him.
We're staying.
So I really like Santos, man. He's a super cool guy, man. But like, he hasn't really improved much. He just went to light heavyweight, and he can just do his normal game, and it's very easy for him to implement it. And it still kind of worked against Teixeira a little bit. But since Teixeira has the heart of a champion. And actually good grappling.
Very good.
Like
legitimately
good grappling and wrestling. He was able to take the dub. Like I say, simple dynamic of the fight. Teixeira's gonna be super outgunned. He's gonna be super slow on the feet. He's old. He's kind of shot to me. He can't take shots. So Thiago Santos can pretty much just throw at him at will and land big shots and hurt him. Yeah. But pretty much anytime any grappling exchanges happen, Teixeira has the advantage. He knows how to pass guard on like most light heavyweights. He knows how to work off his back. I think he's like the only light heavyweight that can do that, which is he hits half guard sweeps. He gets himself the underhook, sits into a single leg sweeps.
Yeah,
that's just
really
excellent. Like it pretty much was just how prepared are you as a fighter showing. And Glover Teixeira is a skilled, prepared fighter who knows how to work his game. And even when he's deadly hurt, he has something he can work off of, which is excellent. And Santos himself doesn't. He has to hurt you, blitz you. He can't really fight a sustained attack.
No, yeah.
And he doesn't have much depth. Obviously, his first layer is really rough. He'll kick the death out of you. He'll press you with shots when he feels like he can counter a little bit too, which is really nice. But like Teixeira, man, it's just cool, man. He has to fight Jan. He has to fight Big Jan. Like I like Izzy. I love Izzy as a fighter. Love him. Oh my goodness, love him as a fighter. Screw that fight. Make Teixeira versus Big Jan. We need that for the culture. I like Big Jan too, so I don't want either of them to lose too. But I want Glover to win.
I would probably pick Glover there. Yeah.
I pick Glover too. I want him to. I wouldn't pick him.
No, same. But I want him to win. Yeah.
I want him to win. I want him to win.
Same.
Because is he just gonna beat Jan? Yeah. I think that's pretty. Yeah, he's gonna beat Jan.
Probably.
And then, man, oh man, I don't want him to fight Glover. Okay, I'll be okay with Izzy smoking Glover if Glover gets the title first. Then everything is fine. It's all well.
Because he's got that
Everything
belt to
happened
hang
how
up
it
in his
should have.
house. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The belt doesn't mean anything, but to him it does. To him it does. And for that, to me it does.
He'll always have that. Yeah. He'll always be
Yes,
saying,
exactly. You know
well,
what I mean?
no, he won't. In our hypothetical world, he would always have that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Yeah. So make Glover versus Big Jan. Glover deserves it, man. Glover deserves it. Oh my goodness, man. Glover is just he deserves everything good in life. That's it.
I agree 100%. And you know what else about? You know what I'll say is Glover Teixeira. You know, he's obviously slowed down throughout the years because he's just getting older. But he's always been pretty slow. He's always kind of just had like a jab overhand and then into a clinch. You know, he's always kind of had like this frame. Like he'd have his hands up and do the Cain Velasquez head wiggle, you know, and then some guy would be like, "Oh, there's your head, bing, bing, bing," you know what I'm saying? And then he would go, "Oh," and the life would just kind of drop out of him, and he'd grab onto a leg. But like when he fought Rumble Johnson, that was a disaster. That was a.
Why did you bring that up? You should have.
No,
we have no.
No, let me get to it. No, we are talking about it. Let me tell you why. And so when he fought Alexander Gustafsson, right? There's a few things. One, he has not really changed. He's still that hittable guy who wants to take you down, and who can hit you, like when he knocked out Ryan Bader, and who did do some interesting things on the feet that I haven't seen him do before, like so like some more 3-piece combinations, like overhand into a straight punch against Anthony Smith, which doesn't say much, but after he lost, like what I want to say about him is he's such a nice guy as he's like murdering half to death fucking Anthony Smith and is knocking his teeth out. He's like, it's just a part of the job. And then like he loses to Rumble and he's like, man, this guy hits too hard. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just so positive. I have such a hard time believing that he could do something, like he's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear about, I would listen to him as an MMA. He's one of those fighters I would listen to talk. You know what I mean? And like you said everything best, man. Gets an underhook. When he's got that underhook, especially if he's on a hip on the bottom, you know it's over. You know what I'm saying? Is and like there's the whole Darce counter. To me, he's not a guy you're gonna get away with that with. He's just got such a good understanding of chokes and escapes. So you'll probably get out of that. I feel like a Jones can maybe tie up that kind of choke on him or something. A Prime Jones. But my whole thing is I think when he gets the underhook, he's gonna get up. You know, he's kind of like Maya in that sense, where he'll climb up and sit into a single from half butterfly, I think. But one thing I noticed, he got dropped in the round in which he won. I think it was round 4. But the difference between him and Santos is when he's on the bottom on a hip, I was like, oh my God, he needs to get up. He needs to scramble. He cannot just sit here and take punches. He waited for his opening, set into a set, like hipped out with an underhook and instantly reversed the position and got the rear naked choke. You know what I'm saying? Whereas what does Santos do? He just holds in guard. You know what I'm saying? Santos, like for example, like Johnny Walker, is someone who,
No, there's one thing Santos is really good at on the back, and that's escape mount. He has really nice hip escapes to back to half guard. But other than that, he doesn't really.
But
do
it
much.
didn't. It didn't matter because Glover eventually
it didn't matter.
pinned him with an underhook. And then knee slid or did like the Sao Paulo pass or straight into fucking mount. You know, Glover was all over him. And like Johnny Walker, Santos is someone who thrives on sporadic offense, or not sporadic, like spastic offense. Like he'll run at guys, like he ran at Jones and threw this over. And he kicks really hard. But when you have him hurt, his answer is never super defensive. His answer is literally, let me just spaz out worse and hope to catch you really hard to discourage you from trying to finish me. You know? And props to Glover. So much heart. That guy is so fucking strong-minded. He just takes a beating and for the first 30 seconds of round 4 or whatever. Then he's like, no, I'm not gonna have that. He instantly gets up on a single, takes the back of Santos and chokes him out. And he was so humble. He goes, if I survive this, I need to finish him. I was like, you're just the best. Like, you're just the best. So we love Glover here, man. We love Glover Teixeira.
Last words for me for Glover. We had to just speak about him. No, I've always liked Glover. He's always been cool. But I guess speaking about the Anthony Johnson fight, I always had immense respect for him when you called on Anthony Johnson. So I was like, bro, what the hell is your problem?
Who does that? Yeah.
Especially, and obviously we've seen why he shouldn't have done that. But he was like, Anthony Johnson, let's go, man. We should fight. I was like, bro, Glover, no, what the hell? That's not who you should be fighting.
It's a death matchup for you, homie.
And we see what. Well, yeah, it was. But he did it. And he was just he just did it. I was like, that's some savage. But yes, and even after the fight in the interview, he was like, I felt like I broke my face in there with Thiago Santos. He hits the hammer, his nickname, my head to the hammer.
Yeah.
That's what he hits me with. That's what I felt like. I was like, Glover, bro, why you gotta be so cool? How you get like that? You know what I mean?
He's so humble.
Like, why you gotta be?
Yeah, he's such a. And the thing is, he's so mean in that he hits you hard from on top. He don't give a fuck, but he's like he's beating the shit out of Anthony. Anthony Smith looked like he'd be better off dead than in that fight. You know what I'm saying? But he's just like nice about it. You know, he's one of those really nice dudes. So we're gonna wrap that up with Glover Teixeira and say we love you, man. And yeah. So now I think the upcoming card is kind of shite, except for kind of maybe the main event, RDA versus Felder.
Another Houston guy is fighting Alex Morono, but
I like him. I like him. Didn't he beat the shit out of the bad Burns? Or is that someone else?
No, that's
Let me look.
Dang it, man. Diego. Dang it, man.
Yeah, it's slipping my mind too.
I'm forgetting. I'm bad. I'm very bad. No, Alex Morono's a 170er. I like Alex Morono though.
I need to see his face because it sounds.
Alex Morono's real cool.
Am I friends with this guy somewhere?
But he's fighting. It's not that big of a deal right now.
Reese McGee.
Reese McGee's the guy that just got smashed by Chimaev.
Yeah, I know. He landed no punches. He landed no punches.
Yes. Okay. No. Okay. Back on the topic.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the main event, and that's Felder and Dos Anjos. I will say, me personally, I think Dos Anjos is not a competent fighter anymore. I'm sorry, not competent, but not a competitive fighter against the elite anymore. Dos Anjos, I think he would kind of beat the hell out of Paul Felder in his prime. I think he would pressure him against the cage and just smoke him. Not smoke him as in finish him, but like he might finish him through attrition. Because Felder's tough as hell, so I don't think he's getting out of it like that. I think prime Dos Anjos would push Felder back, beat him up, kick at him hard, jab at him, just take him down. Just
take him down, everything, yeah.
Yeah. But man, I don't know how Dos Anjos is gonna look now, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know how he's gonna look now. I like both. I like Paul Felder and Dos Anjos. Paul Felder's a guy who always comes out there to win. He fights smart what he needs to do. He does what he does. He's really tough, which is, you can always respect that. And he took this fight on 5 days' notice. My goodness.
Yeah.
I think I'm picking Felder.
I don't know, man.
It's a fight. Also, it's a 5-round fight too. Still, so.
Props to him because I'm sure he had the option of making it 3, like people have had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know who's gonna win this fight, and obviously, even if I do choose somebody, it's not an educated decision. The only thing I can say, like with relative confidence, the last one was confident, it didn't work out too well, but with confidence, was I think Dos Anjos would pretty much handle Felder in his prime. Prime Felder, prime Dos Anjos. I think prime Dos Anjos pretty much pushes him back, beats him up. Now, Felder might, I don't know, man. Felder might just outstrike him. Felder might just he might
pop him straight punches, man. You know how Dos Anjos might just be there to get hit. Yeah.
Yeah, Dos Anjos might just not work at a pace. He might just get pushed back and get taken down. But Felder's not like a wrestler, but Paul Felder's probably a better grappler than he is striker. Like he tricks people, man. Like Paul Felder grapples a lot in his fights. He grapples pretty well. Or at least in terms of like his application. Like he'll grapple a lot. He might just take Dos Anjos down and
fucked up Oliveira.
Yeah.
After Oliveira slid off his back and got lazy.
Like, yeah, man. I'll watch it because I do want to see both of these guys fight.
I like them.
These guys are interesting to me. Yeah, these guys are interesting to me. But yeah, like I said, these cards, man, are just wild. Like they're just like not like I've seen this on Twitter, and a lot of people were like saying like, man, if you're a hardcore fan, you gotta watch every fight. You have to respect every fighter. It's not the fact that people don't respect every fighter. Any guy that gets in there, obviously, we always say these guys are like it. You have to respect the process, and like obviously there are guys that are highly skilled that don't get credit, and guys that are highly talented that are just stuffed on undercards and stuff like that. But like these cards just don't have they don't have a combination of them. Like a lot of guys just aren't as skilled as they should be to be in the position they're in.
Yeah.
And then too, there's no storylines. Like there's nothing to like. There's no.
Well, it's that COVID
levels.
It's those COVID cards, man. They're trying to get whoever they can get on them.
Yes, exactly. Like you'll have like Felder and Dos Anjos. Even though I will say obviously it's a short notice fight, so duh. But even like to me, like Dos Anjos and Makhachev, like that fight is like, what like to me that's a Makhachev win. Pretty easy. Like it's supposed to get. Yeah, like that fight to me doesn't have like a good like storyline. At least simple stuff like Zombie and Ortega, they had beef. They're both high rank contenders. The fight means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the next title shot. You know that. Yeah. You know the fight means something.
Right.
And it's guys that are skilled. Dos Anjos, his skill is slipping. The fight doesn't mean much. Felder's a good skilled fighter, a fighter that deserves to be in main events, co-main events, high places. But like, this fight's just kind of there. As with like all the other fights, like Zakazan, he's fighting Chaos Williams. That's a fun fight, but like, should it be the co-main?
Oh, is that
Probably not.
it is, isn't it? Oh, you said
co-main.
Eh.
Chaos Williams, Julian Marquez and Safarov. That should be a fun fight, but like,
but they're
should
both
that be like third fight? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like these cards are just
they're just there to
like,
be there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They're there to be there. And again, like never trying to disrespect any fighter. No. It's hard to fight, you know what I mean. And like these guys, they put the work in, but like they're guys like your skill level, it doesn't match your placement, and then the storyline doesn't match the placement. You'll have like a darn like main event that doesn't mean anything really, like this one. Like if Felder wins, not to be that guy, but like, what does it do for him? You know what I mean?
He was thinking
like,
about retiring too.
Yeah, no, yeah, but like, yeah, what does it do for him? I mean, and if Dos Anjos wins, it's actually gonna be worse because it's gonna put him in there. They're gonna be like, well, Dos Anjos, you won. Time for your McGregor matchup. He's gonna get knocked the hell out.
No, they're still gonna give him Islam, no matter what. If Dos Anjos wins, Islam matchup.
Yeah. They'll give him Islam, and Islam would just take him down and Khabib him.
Well, yeah, he'll do a worse job than Khabib did when they fought, but he'll still do, you know.
He might do better because it's a worse Dos Anjos. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but I mean, we've seen Islam struggle to do what Khabib does against worse fighters than Khabib can do. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. If is it all you had to say on the matter?
Yeah, pretty much.
I agree with you. To me, they were giving this fight to Islam on Khabib's undercard or on the main card, but it was a showcase of, for one, his family, and everyone except him pulled out, and or couldn't fight because of the opponent, in this case RDA, or and it was a way to advance a lot of their positions in mixed martial arts or / the UFC in general. Like, to me, this fight for Islam Makhachev was really now we're going to put him against someone who will allow us to move him up the ranks. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a fight for him to win. Get a
good name.
Get a good name, yeah. Because now they want to build a contender, a stronger contender out of him. You know, especially since he's on a win streak. You know, I think, I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't have him. I'm not super familiar. I like Paul Felder, but I never studied him particularly closely. So I'm not super familiar with how he fights. I know he likes elbows and spinning things and whatnot, and I mean, he doesn't really move his head. You think he throws like a jab straight combination?
Felder's basically like a jack of all trades fighter, pretty much.
Okay.
Jack of all trades fighter who's like labeled as a kickboxer.
Okay, and I like him. I hate him as a commentator generally because he'll just talk about things that aren't important. But and bring up online haters, really referring to Jack Slack. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited. It's gonna be entertaining. I love Felder as a human. I think he's a cool guy. And I respected him after he beat James Vick on a punctured lung, or collapsed lung. So yeah, Slack, I hope you're happy. He's off the commentating booth and in the octagons. Joe is riffing on how bad he is as a commentator. But I think that's all I have to say. The rest of the card is just kind of, I don't know. I'll watch it maybe. If something spectacular happens, I'll go back and look at it.
No, yeah, that's how it always is. If there's a fight, they're like, man, this guy's good. Mm-hmm. I will say, I kind of technically still, I'm that guy that kind of technically watches all the fights in general.
Same.
Like I'll kind of have him on in the background or something, or sometimes I'll pay attention. I don't know why. Dang it, man, I'm just too invested in this game. But no, yes, if I do skip the undercard, if somebody's like, man, this fight is great, you should rewatch it, I'll rewatch it. Like a few weeks ago, I forgot the names of the guys because they're hard to say. But like there was just the one wrestling guy who was undefeated, and then like another guy at 155. And it was a darn good fight.
Giga Chikadze versus
not Giga Chikadze. No. Oh. I watched Giga Chikadze. It was a few weeks back. I watched that fight. That fight was really good because those guys are really good. No, Giga Chikadze. He just fought last week.
No, I'm wrong about not Giga Chikadze. Sorry, the other Georgian guy.
Yeah, he was. I think he was Georgian. Yeah.
No, it was Gamrot something.
Yes.
The other guy.
Yeah.
The other guy with the G in his name.
That fight was darn good. Yeah, that fight was very good.
Yeah. Mateus Gamrot versus. That was very good. They're both good too. They're both really good.
Both of those guys are very good. Like very good. Like so, I rewatched that one because I missed that one. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm like, okay, I didn't miss anything of the card.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the cards for the rest of the year, man, are looking a little sparse, but at least some of them have something. So like next is Perez and Figueiredo. I like to watch Figueiredo just murk people, so that's gonna be fun. Figueiredo fights are awesome.
Wasn't it supposed to be Cody Garbrandt?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Cody Garbrandt.
No, he didn't deserve it anyway.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fine. Yeah. And then next is Blades and Lewis. Okay, man, not my master plan, but my headcanon. I want Lewis to win so he can fight Ngannou for whenever Ngannou wins the title, because then Lewis will be the Lewis will beat Ngannou. Lewis,
out.
no, he's built to beat Ngannou, man. Watch, they can have another slow fight, and
Ngannou's gonna run after him and hit him really hard. He's gonna go down.
No, that's not. If that would only if he would have done that, he would have done it in the first fight. No. He didn't do it now. He's scared. He's scared of Lewis. I love Ngannou, but he's scared of Lewis.
Maybe. Why would he be afraid of Lewis and not Rosenstrike?
Stop making sense. Okay. You're not here to make no sense. No. Okay. But no, yeah, I want Lewis to win, and then after after that, we'll.
I'm Stan. He's horrible. Come on, but he's heavyweight, man. I love him. He even admits I'm not very technical, but I got a lot of heart. But no, yeah, I mean, whatever.
No, yeah, that's about it.
All right, guys, thanks again. This episode, by the time you guys see it, will probably be about 35 minutes. We'll cut some stuff out, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got good views for our channel on our last two videos, probably because Khabib Nurmagomedov was in the name, and Khabib Mania is running wild after the retirement. And if you liked it, please like it. Please feel free to comment, subscribe, and if you do subscribe, for one, we're hugely appreciative. But we also request that you push the bell icon so you get notifications and updates whenever we make new uploads. It really helps our view count, and apparently in the algorithm soup that YouTube has become, it helps us there too. And if you have MMA friends, if you're in any of the MMA subreddits, please share. It helps us out a ton. And yeah, we love you guys. See you later.